Talk to me. WSRadio.com.
The San Diego Council on Literacy brings you Literacy for All with your host, Jose Cruz.
Welcome to the show. This is Jose Cruz. I'm from the San Diego Council on Literacy, and you're listening to Literacy for All here on WS Radio. And our guest today is Hannah Cohen. She's going to be wearing a couple of hats, and one of them is she's the founder of the Arts and Science Listening. Is that correct?
The art and science of listening.
Of listening. I missed a preposition. And also, she plays golf. She's with LPGA, so we're going to have a little bit of conversation about that. But it's listening, so it ties into a whole lot. It ties into literacy and the meaning of reading. The definition is getting meaning from print, so comprehension is very important. Listening is important. And language is the foundation, really, for literacy, and so that's part of Hannah, why we wanted you on the show. But let's talk about your interest in listening and what you're doing out there to help people improve their lives. And in fact, I'm looking at your notes here, some of the things that you passed on to me regarding safe listening and for discovery and freedom. I love it.
Yeah, so many people, Jose, and by the way, thank you for the invitation to come and speak. So many people are trying to get their message out, trying to get how life occurs for them out into the world, and people can't hear it because they're too interested in what they want to say and what their advice, their ideas, their information that they want to put out in the world. And so there's a conflict of listening.
And I was just going to say, and I'm sure people who are listening right now are saying to themselves, man, in this time, given what's happening in our country, we need more listening. We need more people who are also learning, not just, communicating, but also learning from others. And so more about that.
Okay. So people are, like I was saying earlier, they want to say something. They're trying to get their message, how life seems to them, how life occurs for them. And if we're not listening to what's going on over there with them, and we're more interested in our monologue in our head and wanting to fix them or change them, or is this right, is it wrong? We have a breakdown.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Right.
And so my intention is to be over there where they are.
Very good.
I'm in the listening of their communication.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to, it's normal, it's natural, it's human behavior to want to judge and assess. And is it right, is it wrong, and how is it going to impact me? How is it going to affect me?
Mm-hmm.
And so it takes some training and practice to be with them in their speaking and really get to what's important to them. What is taking them out of being happy and liberated in their life. Did I answer your question?
You sure did. And here's a question I have. Is just that we know that, for example, with children, they're naturally curious. And, sound is attractive. Words are attractive. At what point do we start learning not to listen? What happens, let's say, sometime in our lifetime where we are kind of, because we do also want to be heard. We want to be heard. We want people to listen to us, but, we also want to learn. And so where maybe are we acquiring bad habits, or is it just human nature?
I think the latter. It's human nature.
Okay.
We're programmed to be self-interested in how life is for us.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just normal. Like I said, it takes practice, and it's not easy to listen. But it's very rich. And a couple things, Jose. What is it like when you're listened to? What's your experience for yourself when you know somebody's really listening to you?
Right. And I would say, and I think most people will agree, that it feels pretty good, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes a little foreign when it actually is someone who's just sitting there and taking into consideration what you've said.
Yeah, exactly. And what I've discovered is when I listen to somebody and they finally can get their message out, and, even for children, as you were saying, little kids, like, Mommy, I need you to hear me. I need, there's something I need. Mm-hmm. But as an adult, when somebody can finally get their message out and they know that they've been heard, they can relax a little bit and then get to what's next.
Right.
See, if they're constantly defending what they're trying to say, somebody's trying to give them advice or somebody's trying to fix them or they're not listening, they can't get past that initial thing that they want to message out to the world.
And what I understand, and it's really important, especially when you're talking about someone who's an emerging reader, and I'm just going to go there right now.
Yeah.
But here's a child who has certain needs, who is trying to communicate certain things, and if they feel like they're not being listened to, they stop talking. Isn't that one of the things that happens?
Absolutely. I heard a quote the other day, and it might not be verbatim, but a leader who doesn't listen will soon find him in a crowd who isn't talking anymore.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Right.
So kind of like that.
It's kind of a protest that we have, I think, sometimes. Like, hey, well, I'm not going to talk to you.
Exactly. If you're not going to, if I can't get my message over there to you, yeah, I'm done.
Right.
And I'm going to move on.
So I know I really like it. I like this particular take on this because part of what we do on the Literacy for All show is have a conversation with our audience, and part of that conversation is for parents who want their children to grow as readers, but it's also parenting, and it's also creating an environment where there's exposure to words as well as practice using words, exchange of information, critical thinking, all of those things that help people develop in their younger ages. So especially for children, not that it doesn't hurt my feelings if I'm not listened to, it does. I'll probably stop talking too.
Yeah. Hurts your feelings. There's something about that.
Mm-hmm.
Like it does hurt our actual feelings. Mm-hmm. And we eventually, time after time, get shut down, and then and sometimes we try to devise strategies to get our message out. And kids will do this, and it could be annoying, and they're making messes so that you'll pay attention to them. They are, I'm going to speak personally. I wasn't listened to, and what I did is I got silent.
Okay.
Thinking that if I got silent, that they might inquire why I was silent. It never happened. But you know what I'm saying?
Right.
There's strategies that we do to get attention.
Mm-hmm. Real good. And, and I was just thinking, so what are some of the creative ways? There's destructive ways, right, that people attempt to be listened to, attempt to get attention. Mm-hmm. And there's some of the fun things that I've seen recently where, kids make videos and they're putting together pieces of maybe footage of maybe dad just going off or ignoring them or whatever the case is. So, there's some opportunity for creativity there. What I want to, we're going to go into the second segment in just a minute here, but what I wanted to talk to you about, and I wanted our listeners to hear, was some strategies for helping people become better listeners, better communicators, better at doing a real exchange where you're sharing information and listening to the other person. Because it seems to me, and even I'm guilty of this, where I want to get something out there, and I don't want to forget what I want to get out there, and I'm not listening to what's taking place with another person who's still trying to get a point across. So so that we can learn maybe ways that we can do this, because it does sound like it's a skill. I mean, we're working against our nature, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what are the things that we can be doing so that we're paying closer attention to whether or not we're not being listened to, whether or not we're listening, and then doing something about it.
Yeah. So what we'll talk about a little bit is context.
Mm-hmm.
So what is, and you mentioned what's the point? What is somebody's point? What are they trying to get across? And we can look at it from the listener's point, and that is, are we interested?
Very good. Very
in
good.
Their point.
And I love the topic of context is very important in all this. So we'll be back with Hannah Cohen. I'm Jose Cruz. You're listening to Literacy for All Radio on WS Radio.
Are you a small business or nonprofit? Securing Our eCity Foundation offers free cybersecurity seminars so businesses of every size can become more cyber safe. According to Forbes, just one cybercrime incident can cost a company over $15 million. Protect yourself, your employees, and your business before you fall victim to the nation's fastest growing crime. Go right now to securingourecity.org or call 619-630-2444.
Looking to be a successful entrepreneur? The virtual assistant industry continues to be a top choice for those looking to start their own business. The problem can be how to become a virtual assistant. Many turn to the Bible of the VA industry, the book, Virtual Assistant, the series, and it's the perfect guide for office managers, executive assistants, and other administrative professionals looking to make the transition from employee to successful business owner. Go to vatheseries.com to get your copy today.
Small businesses are the lifeblood of America's economy. Every Thursday, SBA Radio interviews industry professionals and is dedicated to provide small businesses with timely insights and innovations. Visit www.sbaradio.us for details.
Homeless veterans and their families are suffering and need our support, but many won't ask or don't know that help is within reach. Veterans Community Services is here to help. Amazingly, about 35% of the homeless in our neighborhoods are veterans with families. Low-income veterans or their friends are encouraged to contact Veterans Community Services and reach out for help with housing and other services. Call now, 800-974-9909.
Securing Our eCity Foundation is a nonprofit organization focused on cybersecurity awareness and education. Formed in 2011, their mission is to enable every San Diegan to live, work, and play safely in the cyber world. For more information, visit securingourecity.org or call 619-630-2444. securingourecity.org, 619-630-2444. securingourecity.org.
Donate cash, furniture, clothes, and other gently used household items to Father Joe's Villages and get a nice tax break in April. Every donation is tax deductible. Believe you can make a difference. Be Father Joe. Go to neighborhood.org or call 1-800-HOMELESS to donate today.
Life is full of misadventures, from car crashes to home fires to getting choked out on the mat. Yes, I said getting choked out because I'm Carlos Kramer, jiu-jitsu competitor, MMA and media personality, and mild-mannered insurance agent. You can follow my adventures on Kick-Ass Radio, and I can protect you from life's misadventures at Kramer Insurance. Home, auto, life, business, and workers' comp. We're at KramerINS.com, and I want you to join my world.